Home Depot Halloween 2025 animatronic demos have arrived. Let's talk about it. For everything scary, I'm GMHaunts, and welcome to my third Home Depot Halloween 2025 news video. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the last couple of days have been filled with news regarding Home Depot Halloween 2025, as of course this week was the annual Home Depot managers meeting where all of the Halloween 2025 lineup was shown off to Home Depot managers, and us at home got a great look at some of the brand new animatronics as well as the brand new tabletop items that Home Depot is dropping for this season. Up until this point, we had only gotten photos and images of all of the animatronics, no real activations or demo videos, and I'm super excited to say that today, in my third news video for Home Depot 2025, we finally have some demo videos of the entire animatronic lineup, and let me say right now, this year's lineup is officially certified peak, and I am so excited to jump into all of these brand new demo videos. Before we jump into these brand new demo videos, I do want to give full credit out to LMJ Halloween here on YouTube. They were the original posters of all the footage you're about to see, and I'm not going to be playing the audio for these animatronics in this video, so if you want to hear their actual audio and spoken phrases, go check out the original video over on LMJ Halloween, and full credit goes out to them. So the animatronic that I'd like to talk about first was chosen very specifically because although we knew what this guy was going to do, the video really gives us a great look at how powerful this piece is, and that is why I want to talk about this guy first up in today's video. This is the brand new for 2025 Home Depot Halloween app-controlled ultra posable skelly. We talked about this guy a couple days ago in one of my other Home Depot Halloween 2025 reveal videos, and we knew that this guy would be controlled through an app on your phone and that you would also be able to control the lighting that this guy features. Well, now having an actual demo video of the animatronic, we have even more details regarding how this guy works, as in the demo video here at the managers meeting, he was kind of in like a testing mode where he would explain what the animatronic does, and it does confirm that you will be able to, through an app on your phone, control the color of lighting in his ribcage and in his mouth, the frequency of the lighting, so if it's basically just like a static color or if it flashes. You'll also be able to adjust the LCD screens in his eyes and choose which display is featured in his eyes there. And then probably most exciting, the two most exciting things are number one, custom audio, which will then play as an audio phrase from the skeleton prop, which is really exciting because we haven't seen many custom audio pieces at all in the market, so I'm super excited about that. But then the feature that has me most excited is that you will also be able to create a fully customized program for the skeleton, once again on the app through your phone, where you'll be able to tell the skeleton when to move his servo head, when to move from side to side, raise his arms, move his mouth, everything like that, to create a fully customized animation, which is unheard of in the retail market. This ultra skeleton app controlled is so innovative from Home Depot, and we've really never seen anything like it from any other retail Halloween company, which is why he is such an exciting piece and the one that I wanted to talk about first in this video. I am definitely going to be picking this guy up because you can turn him into anything that you'd like, and really the sky is the limit with an animatronic like this. You could even add clothing to him and turn him into a completely different looking character because you can customize the audio, create the animation, and play around with him as much as you'd like. This is such an exciting piece, and the app-controlled skeleton is without a doubt one of the key pieces for Home Depot 2025. Speaking of key items for Home Depot this year, we also now have a good high quality demo of the evil snowman animatronic. This is one that we saw a little glimpse of a couple days ago, but now we are seeing him full and in living color and exactly as he should be seen. This is such a cool looking piece, and he is a great creepy Christmas animatronic as he is an evil snowman. I love the look on his face. The sculpt is really great. Obviously, he's manufactured by SVI Seasonal Visions, and I think they knocked it out of the park with the look of his face and also the sculpts of the hands. I love how they're kind of on the edge of being like a human-like hand while also having that snowman-esque appeal to it. So I really enjoy that. He has like a nice coat on. You can see his snow body underneath it, and his hat is also just a great cherry on top for this piece. Creepy Christmas has definitely blown up over the last couple years, Home Depot being a big part of that with other Christmas scary animatronics, and I think this snowman is a great piece for both Halloween displays, maybe if you're doing like a Christmassy display for Halloween, but obviously he can also go out for your creepy Christmas display. So two uses for this animatronic, and again, he's another one of my favorites for this season. We also now have a demo of the Ogre animatronic. Again, we saw him in photos very recently, but this is the first time we're seeing what he does in activation, and it has been confirmed that he is a reskin of Carnival Karl from last year, one that I actually have in my collection, and he's a neat piece from last year's lineup. So this Ogre is a reskin, meaning he's also manufactured by Pan Asian Creations Pack, and I'm not gonna lie, I actually feel like I like the look of this guy more than the animation itself. I feel like he's an awesome looking piece with all the detail he has in the head, in the sculpt kind of towards the top of his head, with all the blemishes in there. I also love the look of his forearms and his fists there. So much detail with like veins and again just cracks and crevices all over his skin. I love the material of his clothing. That fits in very well with the character. The club he has looks very cool as well, and I feel like that almost overshadows the animation that we're seeing. Again, it's the exact same animation as we saw on Carnival Karl. He has mouth movement, he moves the arms a little bit, his eyes light up, different colors. He actually starts out with like yellow LEDs that switch over to red, kind of mid-phrase to fit kind of what he's saying there. He's a very cool looking piece, obviously very niche. Not everyone would be able to fit an ogre into their Halloween display unless you're doing some kind of like fantasy mythical sort of thing, but nonetheless, he's a very cool looking animatronic and a super unique one. I've been mentioning this throughout all my Home Depot videos this season, that Home Depot has a super good variety of props this year, and the Ogre is definitely a piece of that. Of course, I can't not mention my favorite animatronic for Home Depot Halloween 2025, and of course, that is the 15-foot Scarecrow. I've been talking about this guy a ton since my first Home Depot Halloween 2025 news video. He is such an incredible piece, standing at 15 feet tall. He's fully molded with a sculpt all the way around. I love the look of him, the hands, the branch legs, the face is really cool, and in this video, we get a great look at him. Now, I will say that we believe he does feature a head-turning animation, but it looks like at the manager's meeting that he actually was not turned on to animation mode. It looks like he was simply on the light mode with the flame effect going on in his face. So in this video, we don't really see any animation at all, just the lighting, but nonetheless, I have to throw him in this video because he is an amazing piece and my favorite from Home Depot this season. Some less flashy items for 2025 are the brand new, first, the Pan Asian Creations pack, the new Pumpkin Man Monster, whatever you want to call it, animatronic. This guy has a big top hat, long straw hair, kind of like a distinguished outfit almost, and he's kind of standing very distinguished as he's holding a cane and his arms are resting on it. I talked about this guy in one of my other videos, and I said that I'm not a huge fan of him just because he's more on the basic side, but at the same time, I am predicting that he will be one of the more affordable animatronics for this season, most likely around $99.99, $100 USD. So I totally understand that. I love having options to pick up some more affordable pieces, so I understand why he's a little bit less flashy and more on the basic side. There's definitely a use for that, and I understand the audience for pieces like this. So here is the Pan Asian Creations Pumpkin. We also have a brand new set of SVI witches that are stirring a cauldron, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm I'm not a huge fan of these ones, just because when it comes to witches, it takes a lot to impress me, just because we've seen so many of them specifically from SVI, but there is a witch for Home Depot this year that did go that far and did amaze me, that we'll take a look at in just a second, but this right here is a brand new cauldron set of witches. Behind them, you can also get a great look at the new for 2025 Murderous Maple, the reskin, updated version of it, because obviously we had the Murderous Maple last season, and this season we have a very similar piece, but the face on it has changed. It almost looks like a sad face or like a ghost this season, so that is a brand new reskin for 2025. Another one of my favorite animatronics from Home Depot this year is the brand new Leprechaun. I am a huge fan of this prop, and I have been since the very first image that we saw of him. It seems like from this video that all he has is laughing, which I very much enjoy. It seems like no spoken phrases, at least that were shown in this video. He simply just laughs and has a little bit of body animation in there with some yellow LED eyes. He is such an interesting and unique character, and I love that Home Depot is going that route and giving us some more interesting pieces rather than characters that we've seen a million times before. And a Leprechaun is super fresh, as we've really never ever seen one in the retail market, so I very much enjoy this piece. Next up, we have my second favorite animatronic for Home Depot 2025. I am so excited about this one, and I truly believe that he's got to be one of my favorite retail clowns that we have ever gotten. This is the Jack-in-the-Box clown, and his animation is exactly as we thought it would be when we got our first image of him. He cranks up the Jack-in-the-Box that he is holding up, and then right when you think the Jack-in-the-Box would pop open, his head on a giant spring shoots upward for a great jump scare. This is such an awesome clown animatronic, and you know that I'm a sucker for those bright UV colorful clown animatronics, and this one is definitely an example of that. We also have a secondary video that shows him with his LED eyes lighting up, and that his hair lights up as well, which is so awesome. I love the LEDs in the hair to give him even more colorfulness and UV glow under a black light, and also the mouth movement. It just looks amazing. Everything about this prop is so awesome, and like I said, he is definitely, I can't believe I'm saying this, but he's definitely in my top 5 favorite retail clowns that we have ever gotten. This is a perfect piece in my opinion, and one that I will definitely be buying this season. Chucky and Tiffany are also some key props for this year's lineup. Obviously, Chucky, an updated version from last year's, as this season's is the scarred version of Chucky, and he is coming along with Tiffany, sold separately as another animatronic. These ones look amazing. Like I said in my other videos with the images, I honestly do prefer this scarred version of Chucky over the one we saw last year, and he does feature some brand new animation, a servo wrist movement with him kind of moving around the knife there. His face looks amazing. I love all the movement and the character that he has, and the same goes for Tiffany. I think both of these are spot on to connect with the Child's Play movies, and they did an amazing job with them. Up next, we have a demo of Home Depot's brand new Barber animatronic, and I'm not gonna lie, not a huge fan of this guy, but he's alright. He's just not my personal cup of tea when it comes to animatronics, as he's more on the friendly, kind of cartoony side, rather than the super scary stuff, which is what I personally enjoy. But his animation, the arms kind of go up and down with his instruments for cutting hair. I do enjoy kind of the look he has on his face, where he's kind of shocked there. He has some red LED eyes, almost with a little hint of yellow in there. He looks kind of almost like he's super mad, I feel like, with how red those eyes are in there. He has like a big white head of hair on there, a hat, very nice getup of clothing, and again, he's fine. If you have Dean the Pathologist, or you're doing some kind of old western, old-timey kind of thing, then the Barber will definitely suit you well. Another one that we got a peek at in images, but we're now getting the first look at the demo, is the new Pig Butcher animatronic, and I actually really enjoy this piece. I love the sculpt of the head, and those LEDs are awesome. Not something that I expected to see when we got the images of him, but seeing how those eyes light up bright red, and how it looks like a real human's eyes, almost like a human being wearing a pig's head rather than like a pig monster. I really enjoy that concept. He is a reskin of the Soul Slasher from last year with that pointing animation, which I think is fine. I think it's okay to reskin props, and I think this one is different enough, obviously, from the Soul Slasher to still be its own unique unique character. And again, the body is fine. The head is definitely my favorite thing about it, with that awesome pig sculpt. And again, like I said, the look in the eyes. And I think this is a cool piece. And most likely, he'll also be one of the more affordable items for this season. I'm guessing after Soul Slasher last year was $100. I'm guessing that the Butcher will be the same. And for a price tag like that, you really cannot go wrong. He's a cool looking piece, and I think he's another one of my favorites on the more affordable side for Home Depot this year. I mentioned her briefly a minute ago, and here she is, the witch that has really caught my attention for Home Depot this season, and this is what I'm calling the Dark Witch, if you will. She's basically an updated version of Lethal Lily, but a much darker version with a scarier just color scheme, all darker colors, and I really enjoy this animatronic. She does indeed feature that servo head and a servo wrist, like I was able to confirm in one of my other videos. I love how the hand moves around there, and the stats that she's holding is very cool as well, with the crow perched atop it. I also confirmed in my first video that she will feature 8 different options that you can switch between for her LCD digital eyes for different animations to play in her eyes. 8 different options. Next up, we get a great look at the nautical items for Home Depot 2025. Of course, most prominently, the brand new shark piece. This is such an awesome item, and I've kind of talked about it at length already in my other videos. To go along with him, of course, we also have the zombie fisherman, which don't really have much comments on him. He looks fine. The animation, kind of, we've seen before, him going back and forth. So again, if you're doing the nautical thing, then definitely pick him up. I feel like he would fit very well, but not my personal cup of tea, just because I don't do a nautical display, but he is a cool one. We also, of course, have the reskin of the pirate ship with the skeleton in it and the big pirate flag. That's a super popular item that has been requested for years to make a return, so I know that that thing will be selling well. The next animatronic that we have a demo of is this new flaming, I guess I'll call it, black cloaked reaper. He's kind of holding some scrolls in his hands, which I think is cool. I love how the scrolls light up. That's a very neat effect. He kind of has like a flaming kind of thing going on towards the top of his forehead, and he's holding a big sickle. Again, one of the more affordable animatronics, most likely again around $100 USD, so I understand the audience and the lower price point. And again, for that price, you really can't go wrong with something of this size, probably around 7 feet. So the top of his sickle there. He's a nice looking piece, more on the basic side, but again, I love the LEDs that are in his scrolls there, and that is the brand new black cloaked Grim Reaper. Now we get to one of the already most talked about animatronics for Home Depot Halloween 2025, and this is the crawler, the skeleton crawler that we did get a look at in one of my earlier videos in an image, and now we're seeing his animation. Obviously, this is the skeleton torso that is on a track so that he moves forward, sort of similar to what we've seen in the pro market. And I'm not gonna lie, I love the look of this thing. I think the skeleton himself looks really cool with a great sculpt and a very nice paint job. We also know that you'll be able to customize the LED coloring that's in his ribcage and in his eyes, which is very cool. Again, I love the customizability, but I'll be completely honest, the animation is too slow for my liking. I would have enjoyed if he was a little bit faster, not a jump scare like other people were expecting. I like the idea of him looking like he's crawling, but this thing just moves way too slow, in my personal opinion. You almost don't even notice that it's moving, is how slow it moves. So again, it's a great looking piece. I love the paint job, I love the sculpt, I love the customizability within the LEDs there, but I wish that it moved faster, and I feel like that's definitely taking him down a notch for the brand new crawler. Another fan favorite for this season is this brand new Gravedigger. Obviously, we've seen many Gravediggers from Home Depot, but this one's pretty different in my personal opinion, as the whole concept is more that he's a grave robber. Actually, kind of backtrack on that a little bit. This guy's more of a grave robber than a Gravedigger, sort of in the same vein, but also slightly different. There is a nuance there, and the nice jump scare with him, which I honestly did not expect to see, is that he's kind of standing on that mound of dirt, and a skull pops out of it, which is a nice jump scare. I like the look of his face, kind of again between realistic and cartoony, which I always enjoy when it kind of walks the fine line of those two themes. Next up, we have a great look at the brand new for 2025 stacked up zombies. Obviously a reskin of the Trickster Trio stack from last year, and I'm not gonna lie, I actually enjoy this prop a lot more than the Trickster Trio stack. I think it has a lot more character, a lot more originality to it, and I feel like the cartooniness more fits zombies than it did clowns. These ones also feature LCD eyes, which we did not see on the clowns from last year. Obviously, just like the clowns, they can be displayed stacked up vertically, one on top of the other, or displayed separately as their own freestanding 3 zombie props. I also don't want to forget about the brand new archway for this season. I'm calling it the Soul Archway, as it's meant to be like an arch that's created by a bunch of stolen souls, I guess you could say, with faces and eyes in there. There's even like an arm on the left side of it. It's a very interesting piece for an archway, and I feel like it would do great in like a graveyard or a catacombs display. And then finally, the last animatronic demo that we have is for a very exciting piece and another fan favorite. This is the Bride of Frankenstein to go along with Frankenstein from last season. This is another really nice looking piece. Does have servo animation just like Frankenstein did, which is great to see. Again, I love the sculpt of her arms. The face looks cool. The white streaks in the hair. I will say that I wish her eyes were done slightly differently because they look a lot like screens. I'm not sure if they even are LCD. They may actually be physical eyes, but the way like the brightness of them is done, like super bright, is it makes them look like LCD panels. So again, maybe they are, maybe they're not digital, but I kind of wish the dark or the brightness of it was turned down just a slight bit, just a tad, to give it more of a realistic feel. But nonetheless, very accurate looking piece. I know that she'll be a fan favorite among Universal Monsters lovers. And again, if you have Frankenstein like last year, just like I do, then the Bride is a must-have to go along with your Frankenstein. Well, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. All of the Home Depot Halloween 2025 animatronic demos that we have as of this current moment. And I feel like we have basically the entire lineup, which is super exciting. And like I said countless times, I really do believe that this year's lineup is the best we have ever gotten from Home Depot. And possibly, like I said, as crazy as it sounds to say, possibly the greatest retail Halloween animatronic lineup that we have ever seen from any retailer. That is how excited I am about all these items. There's so many cool ones and so many that I want to pick up during this season, either for my own personal collection or to put outside in my display. Home Depot really has killed it, and I'm so excited to get the official stock photos for all these animatronics. And of course, I'm even more excited for the official online launch date coming up in July. That is always one of my favorite days of the year, when we actually get to place orders on these animatronics. And it's going to be here before you know it, so make your list, watch these videos, and find out what you're going to buy, because before you know it, you'll be able to order all of these animatronics. Once again, I want to send a huge thank you and full credit out to LMJ Halloween for all of the animatronic footage that you saw in this video. But I guess, remember as always, for everything scary, I'm GMHaunts. I'll see you guys later for more Home Depot Halloween 2025 videos. Goodbye.